Hi, family. It's your girl, Carol. The Real by Miss G, if you're nasty. And this is Ask a Veteran. And we delve into deep conversations like PTSD and all the fun things that go along with it. Yay! Yes! We got souvenirs. Yes. So, I wanted to hit a topic that has caused me anxiety, to even discuss. But if it's causing me anxiety, that means it's causing you anxiety too. So let's delve into it. Children, yay, kids. Now, as a veteran, when I was in the Middle East, these nice little road trips called convoys. Convoys, yeah. Now, for those who don't know what a convoy, we've already discussed this before, but let's hit it again, okay? For all those people who are new to the channel, okay? If you're new, make sure you like, share, subscribe. No, hit the button now. Okay. Okay, so convoys are these nice little road trips that you take when you're in the military. And unlike in the States, you can't fly from state to state, you have to drive everywhere you go, right? Because most of the places that we're trying to go to don't have airports. Or if they do, they don't like us. So we couldn't go there, period. Okay? And I was in this nice vacation spot called the Death Triangle. For all those who've been there, pew pew. I was in the Death Triangle and I did a lot of convoys. Within those convoys, I saw some things that no person should see. All right, my veterans, look. If these discussions bring you any kind of anxiety, now is the time to cover your ears. I'm going to give you 5 seconds and then I'm going to let your family members in on some secrets, okay? Five. Okay, wait. Remember the sign, okay? When I go, then you're going to unmute it, okay? Ready? All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause it. All right, we're going to give them a couple extra seconds, okay? Ready? Hey, guess what, all you family members? Did you know that in most of the wars that we were involved in, these idiots would take their own children, strapped bombs to them, and then send them out in the street? Do you know how dumb it is to see a person get blown up that is a child? What? This is dumb. It's really dumb. It's really dumb. I'm sorry. And then we come back here and we see all those children's faces every time we close our eyes. You're welcome. So when they say they need space away from their children, it's for a reason. Because they're not seeing their kids. Sadly, I had the same situation happen. When I came back from the Middle East, I was damaged. And people tried to force me to process the things that I'm not supposed to process. Period. Okay, now that we've talked about that, I'm going to bring them back in. Okay, ready? Okay, all right, we're going to wait till they come back in. But do you get what I'm saying? Chill. Okay, all right. So, dealing with our children when you have PTSD, sometimes space is necessary. You know what you've been through. I know what I've been through. So, knowing what I've been through, I try to protect the people around me as much as I can. I can only control me. So, if it gets to a point where I feel like I'm going to hurt somebody, I remove myself. Don't fight with somebody who's trying to remove themselves from a situation. You don't know what that person has seen. You don't know what that person has done. So give them space. Do you know what that means? They don't want to talk about it right then. Don't talk about it. Don't try to force anything, because if you want to force something, you're going to get a nice little surprise that you don't want. When all you got to do is just be patient. Patience is a virtue. Everybody doesn't have it, but it's a virtue. And trust and believe, if you just take your time with the situation, if you just take your time with the situation, you'll get clarity, understanding. You might get your spouse back. You're welcome. But you have to take your time. It didn't happen. Listen, I saw some pretty messed up things that no person should ever see. And that's why the camaraderie between somebody who has gone through the same situation as you is so strong. That's why you can have a conversation with another person who's been there, who was with you, and laugh and joke about it because they understand. So you don't have to re explain everything that you've been through. Now, the problem being with family members and people who are trying to connect with you is that they don't have the same connection that you have, love. They weren't there. They didn't experience it. So if they didn't experience it, how do you expect them to understand? They're never going to understand unless you explain it to them. Explain to them, what emotions did you have? For me, I didn't have any. I didn't have time for emotions. I had things to do. There were people dependent on me. I didn't have time. I was in the my MOS is one of those important MOSs. If I don't do my job, people die. Did you know that? If I don't do my job, people die. Sounds dumb, because it is. And at that point I couldn't allow, yeah, I was scared out of my mind. I was in a war zone. Huh? I was in a war zone. Was I scared? No, I was at the fair. It was great. I was in the Death Triangle. It was great. It was great. Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was the dumbest experience I've ever had in my entire life. It's one of those experiences that make you question, why did you make that choice to begin with? It's one of those experiences that make you say, well, what good did I actually do? When children are involved, it changes the situation. Like, I had to learn how to talk to my children again. I had to learn how to interact with them without causing them to have PTSD. Because you know, PTSD begets PTSD. Did you know that? Family members could end up with PTSD dealing with someone who has PTSD. It's really dumb. It's really dumb. When you're dealing with children, you have to remember that they don't have the same mindset as you. They weren't there. Yep, other people use children against you. You can't let that affect you. And I know that's a big statement. I know it's a big statement because it affected me when I first came back. I couldn't be around kids. And I had to find a way to be okay with that because I have kids. How is it I have kids, but I can't be around kids when I first came back? It was a lot. That's when my drinking came in. That was at the point that I was drinking the gallon bottle of Patron. I would drink one of those a day. That's when it got real. That's when it was really, 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 really bad. But I found somebody that I can talk to about it, right? It took me a minute because another thing that goes with PTSD, you don't trust people. Because sometimes when you trust people, you die. Kind of goes with the territory. I do apologize. And for all of y'all who expect for somebody who has PTSD from a war type situation, for all of y'all that expect to suggest get over it, I need y'all to come to terms. You can't just get over the way that we're having that your relationship is, right? And that's recent, that just happened, right? So if you can't get over that and you're trying to fix it, then I need you to give whatever family member, or if you're the person with PTSD, give yourself time. You're authorized. I officially authorize you to have time. Okay? Time to defrag, time to find your new norm. Because a lot of the times, the norm that we had before we left is not going to be the same norm that we have moving forward. You got to find a new way. The things that you were able to do back in the day, you can't do it now because your mindset is different. Things have switched around. You see the world differently. Once you've gone through a traumatic situation, your mind switches into a different gear because you start seeing the world in a different light. Oh, these people crazy, crazy. Oh, they don't care. That's when you start using double words. But you have to find a way to, one, get it out of here. You don't have that much room in there in a way. You see how little your head is? You got a little pea head. You got a little old pea head. And your brain don't fill up the whole pea. It fill up a little section of that pea. And you feel like you can hold on to every last, don't get me wrong. Like I said before, there's some things that I will take to the grave that nobody will ever know happened in the Middle East. Some things. But if you've been through, let's say, Jesus, we'll go with my number, 30. I'll give you the number. That's not that bad. 30 different situations that rattle around in my head, right? Just bounce around and have a good old party in there, like the Mucinex little snot bubble thing. Just be having a party inside your head, driving you nuts, and then you worry about suicide attempts and killing people. And listen, that's all on. Listen, we're gonna be honest. There's no reason for us to lie. This is a safe space. So if this is a safe space, then I'm going to be honest. There's times that you you forget that you're not there. And because you forget that you're not there, the people around you are in danger. And they don't even know it. They don't even know it. Unless you tell them. Because trust and believe, the people who are in my circle, they understand that I have my days where, okay, don't nobody touch her. Hey, she in a mood. Don't get close to her. And I have grown enough in myself to know when those moods are coming. So if I know for a fact that those moods are coming, then I'll remove myself before anybody else says it because I know me. So maybe that's the first step. Learn you. Learn what you can deal with, what you can't deal with. When it comes to these children, play as much as you can. If you can't play and you have to walk away for right now, that's authorized. If it's making your family safe, that's authorized. Yeah, I understand your spouse is not going to be down with it. I get it. It's a lot. Now, that doesn't mean disappear. That means that in the process of you walking away, you need to find a way to get closer. We gonna play red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Sure. Walk away for a minute. Take a step closer. Okay. Now take another step closer. Because it's not their fault. They did nothing. And I had to come to terms with that as well. My family didn't do anything. Well, they did, but not dealing with the war. My family didn't do anything. They weren't there. I was there. It was other people there. And just like, what is it? Word association, you have memory association, which sucks. Your memories will connect to people that don't need to be connected to, period. When you look at your child's face, you shouldn't see the face of the person that is no longer here. When you look at your child's face, you shouldn't remember what you had to do to survive. It's not their fault. It's just not. It's not their fault. And knowing that it's not their fault, we have to find a way to process this here dealings. Because our children have nothing to do with it. They just want to love us. Like they missed us. They want to be down with us. They want to laugh and joke. They want to irritate the snot out of us. Because that's what all kids want to do. They just want to irritate us and see how far they can go. And they're not trying to trigger your PTSD, especially if they're under the age of 5. They're not trying. They're not actively attempting to piss you off. That's not what they're trying to do. They're trying to connect with you. And knowing that they're trying to connect with you, you have to find a way to connect back. If you can't watch gory movies, watch a Disney movie. If you can't do what is it? What's the ops video game? If you can't do that, go kart race. You have to find something that you can connect with your child with, because that's all they want. They was already without you for what seemed like a lifetime to them. I know, because my kid he missed me. And I missed him too. But this PTSD is stupid. And it makes you not see the people that you love as the people that you love anymore. It makes you see them as another threat that you have to figure out. And it shouldn't be like that. Sorry. Ugh. I hate this. All they want to do is love you. They just want to hug you and kiss you and race you down the street. And if you could still race, because you know everybody don't have legs like that no more. My body doesn't work the way that it used to. I can't run a mile anymore. So now you got the disabled mom. Yay. Disabled mom sucks. Let me just say that. Disabled mom makes it so that picking up my child is an issue. Going to the park with my child is an issue. But I have to figure it out because it's a kid. The kid don't need to know. Blown up. Like, that's stupid. I don't want to. The kid don't need to see. I pray that my child does not have to see the things that I've seen. I pray that my child is happy as long as I can make them happy. I pray that my child never joins the military. Is that a bad thing to ask? I don't care. I don't care. I fought in the war so my children don't have to. That's the goal. The goal is that my kids don't end up with PTSD if they don't already have it. Because trust and believe that PTSD, that thing travel fast. And I have a teenager now. And trust and believe, I, I see sprinkles of it. I see it. I see the symptoms. And I don't want him to go down the same road that I did. So I have to figure out a way. It's just when dealing with these children, right? Y'all heard of kid gloves, right? A conversation. These kids are born different, right? So you could have real life conversations with like a 4-year-old nowadays. Well, not a. It wouldn't be like an adult conversation, but like you can ask questions and then ask the same question a different way to make sure that they understand it. Maybe if corporal punishment is an issue, move away from that. Find a different way of punishment when your child does something wrong because sometimes that corporal punishment, if you don't have a handle on it, you could hurt that child. And then that will be on you. That wouldn't be on that child because that child doesn't have control over your power. You have to remember that you are stronger than any child. It doesn't matter how old, how young. You are a weapon. So if you could take down a 300 to 400 pound man, I'm gonna say a 30 pound kid, no comp. You have to find a way to deal with raising a child with PTSD. I'm sorry. It's the truth. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if life has dealt you a stupid hand. I apologize because I got dealt that same dumb hand. And we have to deal with it because if we don't deal with it, you're going to end up with a child that hates you. over something you could have fixed. And if that's your goal for your child to hate you, then there's something else that we need to fix because you need to work on that. You need to work on remembering that you're a lovable person. Remember that, yeah, you might have been damaged while you were over there, but you're still a joy to be around when you want to. So now it's time to start wanting to more often. Being around people, oh, it's so hard. Oh, I hate people. 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 But I'm working on it. I'm working. Oh my God. I don't trust nobody. And every time I trust people, they show me why I shouldn't have trusted them. But I can't close myself off for people. I can't close myself off for people because then I'm doing myself an injustice. That's like, oh, this man broke my heart, so I'm not going to be with men. What? So you're saying all men are stupid? No, not all of them, just that one. That one was an idiot. So don't be with that one. But there's other ones out there. And some of them are quite nice. Pew, pew. Oh, you didn't see the gun. Pew, pew. Oh. I'm just saying. Like, okay, story time. There are going to be times that you are going to be fuming. Your child is going to say something, your child is going to do something that they don't know is your trigger because they're a child. And you have to walk away. Because if you don't, it's going to get heated and you're going to end up hurting somebody that does not deserve to be hurt over something simple. My child, my little child, decided that she was done with her meal and threw a chicken bone at my head. Now, I know you guys are laughing. Listen, I get it. It's funny now. It's funny. Oh, a chicken bone. No, but what happened was it hit me. And when it hit me, I immediately wanted to choke her to death. But instead, I, being the adult that I am, decided to walk away and give myself a breath, smoked what I needed to smoke to calm my nerves because she doesn't know. She don't know. She don't know. She don't know. She don't know. All of the things that I've been through, she has no idea. She don't know how long, how short my fuse is. She has no idea. So why would I take it out on her when it's way more easier to just walk away for a second, come back and explain. Oh, I explained to her now. Little girl, you know your mama love you, right? Yeah, ma'am. Okay. All right. As long as you know that part, we're good. Okay. But don't do that no more. Don't ever do that again. And she hasn't. And I'm proud of her. You got to talk to these kids. If you don't talk to them, then how are they supposed to know? Oh, I'm sorry. How are they supposed to know that you've been through anything. Like they weren't even alive when you went through it. Some of them. Some of them came afterwards. Some of them came while you was deployed. Like, listen, it's a lot. And you have to be conscious of that. Because if you're not conscious of that, then anything can happen. Somebody could sneeze and spit in your face by mistake and you could murder someone. I'm just saying. You have to rein in your emotions and understand that that child really meant nothing by it at all. And when you're dealing with PTSD, you have to understand that there's other people in the scenario besides you. You're not the only person in this story anymore. You're at the beginning of the story, but you're not the end. And I want you to figure out a way to deal with the memories that you have, because those memories will drown you quickly if you don't rein them in. So now is the time to rein it in. Okay? We need to work on it. Learn how to talk to your children again. They have parenting classes out there. I know that sucks. It's stupid. I know. It's the dumbest thing ever. But I did them. I did all the hours that I was supposed to do in the parenting class. I remember I understood that I couldn't put my hands on my child just because they do something wrong. I have to find other avenues of ways of teaching my child respect, um, manners. It's there's other ways to do it. You have to find a different way. If one way is not working, figure out another one. Remember when you was in the military and they always picked the dumbest way to do something, the hardest way to do something when it was way easier ways to get stuff done? Find the easiest way for you. You're not in the military no more. You don't have to take the dumb act. You're good. Figure out a better way to handle your business, love bug. All right. Well, I think that's it for today. When it comes to your children, you need to figure out a way to talk to them, how to discipline them without murdering them. No abuse. It's no abuse. What day is this? Saturday? What day is this? I think it's Saturday. No abuse Saturday. Boom. I don't know. I want you guys to keep focused. You're doing a good job. It might not be the job that everybody else wants you to do, but you're taking the steps. And I appreciate, I see the fight still in you. And I want you to keep continuing to fight. This PTSD is not an overnight type situation to fix. It takes a lot of work. And we're going to get there. You're going to get your life back. You're going to smile again. You might salsa dance. Who remember salsa dancing in Kuwait? Get it? So, I love you guys, my brethren in arms. And I'm going to keep fighting for you because you deserve to be fought for. All right? I love you guys. Deuces.